edition of CU Sports Mag. Colorado taking on the Texas Longhorns. I don't know if they're going to get anything going.
What is that, a copy spot got passed?
Whoa! Is that a good thing for the Buffs? I'm not sure. We'll have that, plus a little cross country, all that and more coming up right now.
Welcome to CU Sports Mag. I'm Ron Kemmerer, alongside Adam McPherson.
All right, Ron, we got a great show for you. We're going to change things up. We're going to start off with basketball, and this is why. Now, even though it's only the beginning of October, Colorado basketball is beginning to show signs of life. The basketball program held their annual media day on Thursday to field questions about what is in store for the upcoming season. Along those in attendance was men's basketball head coach Jeff Bzdelik. He had this to say about his team's future.
I have my eyes fixed on the big picture here. And the vision is, I want the vision to be clear. The vision is to win and to do so without compromising the moral and academic integrity of this great university. My players will go to class. Please and thank you are nice words. You can have excellence without arrogance. You can. And to build this into a team that's a well-oiled machine in the future. We are going to be an extremely young basketball team and very inexperienced. But we're exactly where we want to be at this stage of this rebuilding process. One of the goals in recruiting is to really put together the best shooting team in the country. I mean, that's really our goal. If you can't shoot the ball, we're not going to recruit you. We'll be able to shoot the basketball from all positions. I think a strength of this team can be its shooting.
All right. Now, after the coach's press conference, CU Sports Mag caught up with some of the players to get their impressions on the CU season.
I can say that the chemistry has gotten a lot better. This is the first year that we all were here this summer. The whole team was here, besides Nate because he lives in Australia, but the whole team was here working out this summer in June. That's the first time that's ever happened. The young guys came in, and they've been learning the offense this preseason and everything, and we're just gelling really well right now. I mean, I think we're gelling a lot better than we have in the past.
From Sydney, Australia, and what brought me here was basketball, and that man over there, Coach Bzdelik. And I mean, chemistry-wise, I think being young, everyone wants to learn together, and everyone has to learn together for us to be good, And for us to win games, we've got to do that early. So, being five freshmen, I mean, sort of an excuse not to be too good, but we don't want that to be an excuse.
I know, and of course, the women's team was also in attendance on Thursday. Head coach Kathy McConnell-Miller spoke to the media about the outlook of her team's season as well.
From the transition from the Big 12 to the WNAT has really helped. We're thankful for that opportunity and feel like that was a huge part in their attitudes over the summer and how positive they were. We did go into this year thinking that Whitney was most likely our starting point guard, but I think with any injury there comes challenges, and I think the biggest challenge for me right now is to find out who really fits that point guard position, who has that mentality. I think it will be very different. The look, with every year you change for your personnel, you're going to see a lot of offensive sets that are really geared towards the guards and getting them lots of shots, lots of looks. They're strong. I think most everybody will be pleasantly surprised with Kara Richards. Alyssa's presence just on the floor. I always talked about, Whitney Houston and Britney Spears. They changed the culture of the team, and they're the types of players that you just can't get out of the gym.
Now the women's basketball team will welcome 2 new faces this season, but Coach Kathy McConnell-Miller also had to say goodbye to a couple of familiar ones. Ai Putania had announced last May that she would not be returning to Colorado. CU also lost probable starting guard Whitney Houston to season-ending knee surgery. On the other hand, the Buffs will welcome Colorado native Alyssa Frezzo, widely regarded as a top high school player in the state. Also joining the team is Canuck Julie Seabrook from British Columbia at the team's media day on Thursday. Players old and new weighed in on the team's outlook for 2008.
We have a really deep team, actually. I don't think people realize how good our team actually is. I think compared to some other teams, we can play from the first person down to the last person.
I can learn more, coach, be assistant coach on the team now, be a pain.
Knowing that I'm surrounded with the guards that I have is amazing. It would give any center great confidence.
Awesome. Every time you walk in that floor, it's you know how much hard work is going to come into this year and how much has already started, and it's just a great feeling, and it makes me so excited for the season to actually get underway.
I haven't been to the NCAA tournament yet. That's a huge goal for us. I want to make it there. It's my senior year. I definitely want to make it to the NCAA, and I know our team is capable.
Now, basketball practices will start on October 17th, and it's already clear that the players can't wait to wear out the nets at the Coors Event Center.
All right, now Jeff Bisdelic is not just rebuilding the team on the court, he's also rebuilding the Coors Event Center. The men's basketball team is starting the 2008 season with a brand new locker room. Now, the men's locker room features 8 flat-screen TVs. We're going to take a look in there real quick, with an Xbox 360 and 4 lounge chairs. It has a study room with 2 computers. There's obviously the chairs, the plasma TVs, very nice. Has, like I said, computer room for students to study, a little kitchenette. They need to, cook something up after those long days of practices. And, we almost forgot to mention, they've got new lockers. The remodel costs the university $200,000, but don't worry, students, all the funds were raised by private donations and not student fees. The new locker room is a major improvement and pushes the Buff basketball team toward the prominent powerhouse of the Big 12. It will help to promote the program and hopefully attract new student athletes to Boulder. I got to tell you, that was a pretty sharp-looking...
that was nice. I wish my room looked like that. I might just live there.
Maybe you should play Big 12 basketball.
I'll try next season.
All right. Well, we're going to take a quick break, but when we come back, we've got a little football action. We're going to take a look at CU versus Texas. Stay with us.
Listen to me just a second.
I'm a good student.
We don't want to be at your party any more than you want us to.
What could be...
Saturday, the Buffs took on the Texas Longhorns for the first time since 2005.
That's right, and the last time they played, it was not pretty. Texas put up 70 points. Let's see those highlights from that game. It was homecoming coming for the Buffaloes. There's Ralphie, and up, there's Colt McCoy. He's a good runner and a good passer. And up, who's this guy?
Who does this
guy think he is?
He must have gotten lost.
Section. But up, first drive, Colt McCoy's going to, roll out and find, Chris Ogmanoya for, he's going to go 65 yards for the early Texas touchdown. It's 7-0. On the pursuing kickoff, that's Colorado's own Josh Smith. He's going to take it out of the end zone. Wait, no, he's not.
What's he doing? Oh, wait. He's about to get lit up.
He got smacked down like the WWE. But the good news is on the presuming drive. Cody Hawkins will throw to Scotty McKnight to the other Scott, Daryl Scott, for a huge 38 yards to the Texas 19. With the story of the game was missed opportunities, including this missed field goal by Eric Goodman. Fans can't believe it. It does not look good. So, next drive up for Texas. Colt McCoy is going to throw to Jordan Shipley to get them in the end zone, and then McCoy's going to run out and do the same play, but on a different direction to who's it race? Is that Shipley? Shipley killed us. Texas out 14-0, but Buffs will get some good luck there as Jaleel Brown will take it all the way, 56 yards to the Texas 16. Buffs are back in business. Fans love it. Team love it. It looks good. Until at least this missed field goal by Eric Goodman. It was not good for Eric. Eric had a bad day. He went 3 for 3 to start out with on missed field goals. Not good. Fans can't believe it. Adam, take it away.
Okay, mind you, this will all happen in the first half. So we're going to start in the second half here. Trying to get things going, trying to get their team rallied. Kids, watch this. This is perfect. Tip drill. Defense picks it up. Buffs got something going, getting a little momentum. Cody Hawkins drop back. We're going to put this in the end zone, and we're going to do it with style. Buffs finally on the board. The Texas, they are just running all over the CU defense. Cannot get anything going. That touchdown is going to put the nail in the coffin. Final score, Texas 38, CU 14. Cody Hawkins 13 for 33 for 118 yards. Not good at all. Dan Hawkins, what do you have to say about your team's performance?
Doing okay. Again, just we kind of give up that gasher at the inopportune time. Colt made a great play on that first drive and flicked it out there, and we're trying to come off and tackle the quarterback, and he flicks it out there. And they're a good football team. They're very solid, and Colt's playing great. And a couple times I was asked, what are some of the weaknesses or something that you could exploit? And I'm going, not this team.
We're a resilient team. We're not going, like I said, we're not going to stay down too long. We know this is a long season. We know that we have a lot of football in front of us. And, we're in it for the long run. Coach Hawk, we have his back 100%. He has ours. We love our teammates. We believe in our coaches, our scheme, our staff. Everybody's up in it. Everybody's, they're on the positive.
I think we have a good pulse of where we're at and where we're going, and I like that. And we just have to continue to get some depth and get some experience, and continue to quality recruit like we have, and we'll get there.
Okay, well, as the CU football program continues to improve, Athletic Director Mike Bone decided that the best way to continue this success is to keep the current coach. Earlier this week, Bone announced the extension of Dan Hawkins' contract through 2012. Hawkins had 3 years remaining on his original 5-year, $4.25 million contract, with escalating pay increases for incentives for success on and off the field. Bone said Tuesday, "We really believe the wins will come and will come in abundance as the program continues to grow."
All right. Well, it's good to know we've got Coach Hawk at least through 2012.
That's good news.
Still got a lot of work to do, but that's all right. We're going to turn it over to our crew on Double Team to see what they thought of this last week's game. Guys, take it away.
Hello and welcome to Double Team. My name is Kylie Burr, sitting alongside Matthew Seawick. We're going to talk about the October 4th homecoming game, Colorado versus Texas.
That's right. It was our big opener for the Big 12 Conference. And but before we talk about the game, let's talk about it. It was our homecoming game, so let's talk about the aspects that went into that. And the theme of it was actually go for the gold.
That's right, and it was in honor of CU and Boulder Olympians. So we actually got to see those people on the field during halftime. And one of the neat things, when you walked into the stadium right at the beginning, the whole stadium was covered in yellow, and it was yellow T-shirts and hats. I think sponsored by Bank of the West, and that was great to see because all the alumni, everyone was wearing gold except for the few Texas people, but we won't talk about them. So it was really great just to see that spirit out there. Everyone was excited for this game. We had high hopes going in.
That's right. Some of the Olympians, as you said, were on the field and everything. So it was led by Jenny Behringer, who was she actually served as the parade's grand marshal on Friday. And what she did in Beijing was she actually set the American record for the 3,000-meter steeplechase, which is a long-distance kind of like on steroids with hurdles and puddles, and it's just brutal. But she made the record, which is great.
Absolutely. She did a great job. Aside from the Olympians, there was also CU alumni on the field. There were some cheerleaders down there, and the marching band during halftime had their alumni band come out and play, and they were also playing in the stands. So it was really great to see some of the fun things that were going on.
And, we went off a tough loss from Florida State, so our morale was kind of down.
That's right. And Texas is number 5, and they were undefeated going in, and sadly still are undefeated. However, we did have the hope last year because they beat Oklahoma, number 3. You don't get much more hope than that. But it does kind of make you wonder, why do we choose number 5 Texas this year, number 3 Oklahoma last year for our homecoming games, what should be one of the biggest games?
That is true. It actually is more politics for the university. The most important weekend is not actually homecoming, but it's family weekend.
That's right. And, kind of the things that happen with family weekend, it brings in a lot more money. And that's really what the university cares about. A lot more parents are there. They're the ones that are paying for their kids' tuition, and they want to see the CU football team do well. So we're going to go ahead and take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to dive right in and talk about the game.
Welcome back to Double Team. We're going to talk about first the game and what went wrong with our team.
Absolutely, and there are a couple things that definitely everyone could see went wrong. Eric Goodman, let's start with him. He missed 3 field goals, and he actually made a school record. I'm not sure that it's the one that he wanted, but he tied for most field goals lost. And the sad thing was it was all in the first half, and they were consecutive. They were at the 36, 43, and 44-yard line, so they weren't necessarily easy field goals to make, but you would have had hopes that he'd make at least one. And if we had made those 3, we would have had 9 points going into the second half, and which would have made a huge difference with the morale. When you looked around at the stadium, as soon as halftime hit, students started filtering out. They were disappointed with the way the game was going. If we just made those couple of field goals, maybe they would have stayed, had high hopes. The team would have been, their spirits would have been a little bit higher. It would have been a lot better for that second half.
That's true, and Cody Hawkins only made 13 out of his 33 passes. He was replaced in the fourth quarter by freshman Matt Ballinger, and with all this happening, you started to see all those Bank of the West yellow T-shirts being thrown back onto the field. So that wasn't really great for our morale of the team.
It wasn't, but in his defense, we had lost 2 starting offensive linemen in the past 2 weeks, and so that left some kind of not a strong barrier to protect Cody Hawkins. And Texas is known as the nation's best sackers. So we had kind of 2 strikes against us. It wasn't looking so good going in. Cody Hawkins did make a touchdown pass, though, in the third quarter. So, we didn't get completely shut out. That was great.
Also good for our team. 3 years ago in 2005, we lost 70-3. So, this was a step up for us, even with all those faults about the offensive linemen not being there and, Cody and Eric just not having the game that they needed.
Absolutely. And Behringer, actually, he threw the second and last touchdown of the game.
That's right.
So that was great to see him. He's going to be getting some more playing time, it seems like.
Yeah, that will be good. Also, great play of the game was when Scotty McKnight passed to Daryl Scott in the first half. It was within 10 yards from the end zone, but unfortunately that was when Eric missed one of his field goals.
That's right. And Chappelle Brown, he made an interception, which avoided a shutout, and we haven't had one for 20 years, so that was good. But he also gave up a touchdown. So
that's true. So it's like cut your losses.
Absolutely. He said that the team's been working really hard. They're very hopeful going into the Kansas State game this weekend. But I guess we'll just have to see how it goes.
That's right. And his score was 38-14, making the Buffs 3-2, but only 0-1 in the Big 12. So hopefully we'll be able to pick up another game and make it 1-1 against Kansas.
Absolutely. So if you're thinking about heading out to Kansas this weekend, it might be a good time to kind of go out there, support our Buffs. Let's hope for 1-1. And that's all we have for Double Team today, so we're going to go ahead and send it back to the desk.
All right, well, thanks, guys. Well, it is that time in the show that you've all been waiting for. That's right. It's this week's trivia question. In 1934, the Buffalo became CU's mascot. But prior to 1934, what were the CU athletic teams referred to as? We'll have to come back later and find out the answer.
That's a good one. I think it's Bulldogs, maybe?
I think you're at the wrong school, buddy.
Really?
Yeah, we'll find out later. But we'll have the answer to that, plus as well we'll also have some golf, men's and women's.
And some volleyball. The team's coming out.
All right, after the break. Guys, now the University of Colorado men's golf team could not put together a win last Monday as they finished 11th in the Northwestern's Wyndham Memorial. The Buffs placed outside of the top 4 for the first time in 4 tournaments. CU returns to action in 2 weeks to compete in the Prestige at the PGA West in La Quinta, California.
2 of CU's own athletes swept up Players of the Month honors with golf clubs. Men's golfer Derek Tolan and freshman Emily Childs from the women's golf team were both named Big 12 Golfers of the Month. Tolan is coming off the best opening month ever by a CU golfer, not to mention that he's been the only player in the nation who has already won 2 tournaments. On the women's side, Emily Childs is currently leading the team in her first year as she has placed 7th or better in the first 3 tournaments of her collegiate career. Congratulations to Derek Tolan and Emily Childs, Big 12 Golfers of the Month.
All right, on Saturday, the University of Colorado cross-country team won both men's and women's Division I titles for the 10th straight year at the Rocky Mountain Showdown. The CU men have won the last 18 shootout titles. In his first race as a Buff, junior transfer student Jordan Kyle placed 2nd overall for Colorado. 6 men ran for the Buffaloes on Saturday, and no one finished lower than 12th overall. The CU women have won 16 of their last 17 titles in the Rocky Mountain Shootout. Emily Hensberg led the way for the women by placing 5th. All 7 women that ran, no Buffalo finished below 13th. The next big race for Colorado is the pre-nationals on October 18th in Terre Haute, Indiana. The University of Colorado volleyball team.
All right, well, the University of Colorado volleyball team battled a second-ranked Nebraska Saturday afternoon. Junior outside hitter Emily Cisco led the Buffs for the second straight match with 9 kills, and senior Alex Booth added 7. The loss moves the Buffs to an 8-6 overall record, while the Huskers remain perfect at 14-0. On Wednesday, the CU women's volleyball team served up one more win against Texas Tech, taking the match in 3 straight sets. Junior Emily Cisco had a great game with the match high of 12 kills, making only 1 error out of 23 attacks. Lauren Schaefer intimidated the Red Raiders at the net with an impressive 7 kills. Texas Tech seemed to come out strong, but allowed the Buffs to gain momentum at the end of the first set. CU coach P.I. Yu said that the team still has some work to be due, but Wednesday's night's win looked like really good. The Buffaloes will return on Saturday as they take on the number 3 Texas Longhorns at 6:30 p.m.
We're going to take a quick break. We're going to come back with the trivia answer, so don't turn that dial. We'll be right back.
Back to that trivia question. So let us refresh your memory just in case you forgot. Prior to 1934, what were CU's athletic teams referred to as? And the answer is, well, the Silver and Gold. However, other nicknames included the Yellow Jackets, the Grizzlies, and, my favorite, the Frontiersmen. Now, the women's soccer team lost their second game of the season, dropping 1-0 against the Missouri Tigers from the beginning of the game. The Tigers pulled ahead, scoring just 1 minute and 46 seconds into the first half. And unfortunately, the Buffs were unable to pull ahead despite their efforts. Missouri outshot CU 25-9, marking the first time of this season that the Buffs have been outshot by an opponent. The CU women's soccer team looked to rebound from...
All right, well, the CU women's soccer team looked to rebound from their 1-0 loss to Missouri when they took on the Kansas Jayhawks last Sunday, an important Big 12 matchup. Now, after a scoreless first half, the Buffs took the lead in the 55th minute after Nikki Keller finished off a Nikki Marshall pass. 10 minutes later, Gina capitalized on a Jayhawks turnover to give Colorado a 2-goal cushion. CU goalkeeper Kristen Radlinski recorded 5 saves as Kansas was shut out for the first time of the season. The victory gave head coach Bill Hempton his 250th career win and improved the Buffs' record to 9-2-1. The soccer team has another pair of Big 12 games at home this weekend as they face off against number 10 Texas on Friday and Baylor on Sunday.
Okay. Well, saving goals on the field saved her a spot on our show. That's right. Buffalo goalkeeper Kirsten Radlinski is CU Sports Mag's Athlete of the Week.
I just got into soccer when I was younger. Parents threw me in. I don't know if it was by my own will or if they signed me up, but started playing when I was 4 and have played ever since and loved it. I didn't play goalie until I was in about the 8th grade. So 8th grade on, I played goalie. I see us having a very tough season still ahead of us, trying just to work hard and stay in with it, just trying to pull off the wins, getting the points. Those are really important to us. But I think our team's still in it. We're still mentally in it, and we're still pushing hard and looking for those wins. I'm Kirsten Radlinski, CU Sports Mag Athlete of the Week.
All right, well, that's all the time we have. Thanks for joining us on this week's edition of CU Sports Mag.
Have a good time, guys, and enjoy those games this weekend. Wow, that was a good show, wasn't it?